Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma or Chris here to give you your dose of Monday movie news, or it's kind of Monday movie rumours. We've got a few little interesting bits here and there. There's been a little up and down, I say, these past few weeks of information. So first up, probably big one as you would see. So Michael Mann has confirmed that Heat 2, it will be released 2026. I have seen Heat back in the day. I did enjoy it. I'm not quite sure where there's nothing out there to say where the story is evolved from the first story or how it links. But that is the forecast. So they obviously must be producing it and must be filming it as we speak to be able to edit it and release it for summer of next year. So I'm sure a lot of people, and there are a lot of fans of the movie Heat. That would be good. Obviously, like Val Kilmer and that is no longer with us, so I'm not sure if there may be some sort of honorary thing of, people past. So I can't remember what happens to his character when he probably dies, so it probably doesn't matter, but it's been a long time. So as I said, that was officially put on. That was last week. Next up is The Mummy. So we all remember Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. Obviously ended with a trilogy, maybe even four if you want to count The Scorpion King in there. Yes, it has been confirmed that they are working on a new movie. And essentially, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are linked. Linked in the fact that they're not necessarily signed on, but I believe there are discussions ongoing. The guy who played the Mummy from the first two movies, there's no mention of him, whether he's involved or not. Who played Imhotep? I quite like if he would return. I think he was quite good. And essentially, if they made this movie and it was good, they could kind of replace the Dragon Emperor because it wasn't the greatest movie. But there we go. So next up after the first week of Tron Ares, and obviously it had a not great opening weekend. Unfortunately, now Disney have supposedly officially pulled the plug on any future Tron continuation stories, movies, and stuff like this. It is a dead set. I went to see Tron, and obviously my movie review would have been up yesterday if you would have watched it. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was in keeping with everything, but in this day and age, a good movie does not equal a big box office, as we can all tell, but it is what it is. So next up, we have Mel Gibson. So he is doing a sequel to The Passion of the Christ, the early 2000 movie, which starred Jim Caviezel. Unfortunately, a lot of the actors and actresses are being recast. No specific reason. I think time has gone on, and I don't know how far the movie is from the first one. But Jim Caviezel is no longer playing Christ himself. Jacoa Hoteno, if I pronounce his name, he was in the last Mission Impossible movie. He will take on the lead role in the movie. So interesting. It took me ages to see the movie. I quite enjoyed one. It was quite shocking that Jim Caviezel actually got struck by lightning during the filming of it. But there we go. And then it's actor news rather than movie news. So I like to throw this stuff in here. So Daniel Stern, so people know Harry from the Home Alone movies. He was hospitalized. Well, there was an article that came out that said he was hospitalized, if I can even pronounce that word. But when you read into the story, it basically said he was already discharged after it. And now, reading the article, and I've read it a few times to try and get it now, he was assessed and told to go to hospital or taken to hospital via a firefighter. So there's a question on that. I know there are certain places in America where you have firefighters that are first aid. I don't know what it is. When you then read the article, he's already discharged. It doesn't say anything. Obviously, he's, I think, in his late 70s. He does do sculpturing and stuff like this as well, more than acting. But there is nothing to say what he's about. So I'm glad that he's obviously recovering. It's never good when someone goes to hospital, but glad that they come out straight away. Why there was a firefighter involved, I don't know. I don't know if it just happened to be that was a person around, or there was a small fire and maybe it was like smoke inhalation and that's why he went in and then come back. Who knows? But as I say, glad to him. And then finally, as I always do, we have the top 5. So or the roundup for the American box office. So obviously number 1 is Black Phone, 26.5 million, so doing quite well. As we've seen this year, and probably the previous quite a few years, horror seemed to do quite well, especially low budget. Black Mirror 1, Black Phone, the first movie, I really, really enjoyed it. This seems to have taken it on a supernatural-esque from what I can see the trailer. I've not seen the movie. I really enjoyed one. This isn't going to be my main one to go. I have a few other ones lined up this next week, so I don't know if I'll get to see it. But if it's still out in a few weeks, I probably will go get to see. Number two, Tron Ares with a 11.1. Not great, as I say, for the thing. It didn't do that well. I think it's going to struggle to make its budget back. Obviously, the 180 million budget. It must be like 60, 70 million already, from what I know. So it's there, but yeah. Third is Good Fortune, the new John Wick, can't remember his name, Keanu Reeves movie. Then we have One Battle After Another with 4 million. And Roofman, new out, obviously 3.7 million. I'm going to see Roofman. That is one hopefully on my calendar this week. So interesting to see where that goes. And that has been some Monday movie news. Hope you've enjoyed listening to these little bits or tidbits that I come along. Obviously, if you're not following the channel and you just come across, please do hit that subscribe button or have a look at other content I have. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.